This is not a birthday party, so why would anybody want to prepare this much food in one go?
Let me tell you why you should batch cook.
We did an experiment.
Regular cooking versus batch cooking.
We have a big family. We both work, our kids have extracurricular activities, and generally we're just busy a lot of the time. What keeps you busy? Comment below. One thing we found that really frees up a lot of time during those prime time, quality hours right before dinner was to batch cook.
But does it actually save time or reduce stress? That's what we wanted to find out with this experiment. So what we did is we picked 2 meals, and first we prepared it in the normal way as we usually would and timed ourselves. Then we took the same meals and did them in batches 7 times as big. Now we wanted to make sure that this was as scientifically rigorous as possible. So what we did is we took the preparation time, the serving time, and the cleanup time in both cases. Now for the batch meals, there are a couple of additional steps of divvying up the food, freezing, and reheating. So obviously we recorded those times as well and included them in the preparation time when you batch cook. Additionally, we set the requirement that we would time everything from start to finish, with the exception of if you have any downtime of more than 10 minutes, then that is time that we could reasonably be spending with our kids or doing something else, so those minutes would not be counted towards the total time for each meal. We also wanted to try to quantify the amount of stress associated with each case. So in addition to looking at the total time for each meal, we also took the daily preparation time and compared that from the batch cooking to the normal day-to-day cooking.
So now it's just sloppy Joe times. Welcome to my kitchen. If you like this video, then make sure you give it a thumbs up. It really helps us out and lets us know that you like this type of videos. We're starting out really easy and I'm gonna make sloppy joes. I bought the buns, I have some salad, we always have salad on hand, and then I'm just gonna make the sloppy joe. But I'm gonna time myself, so I'm gonna start this timer here in just a second and then see how long it takes me to make sloppy joes. Ready? Go!
Do you lie awake at night? Are you afraid to turn out the lights? Is there something you're scared of?
There we go. So I love cooking, I always have, but some days when I come home late from work and I'm super tired and the kids have to go to swim class and it's kind of rushed, I don't like it as much. It's not as much fun, and really the food I make is not as good. Those days, I'd rather just put my feet up and sit down for 20 minutes or even just be able to play a board game with my kids and have some quality time with them. It really does so much rather than having to go into the kitchen and make food. Okay, that just needs to simmer now, and then I'm gonna heat the buns and get the salad ready, and we're ready to eat. It's been, what, 19 minutes so far. So that's one portion of sloppy joes with preparation and cleanup and dishing up. It took me 27 minutes and 21 seconds.
With no breaks.
With no breaks. Are you recording? Okay. It is a new day and I'm now gonna make 7 portions of sloppy joe. It'll take a little bit longer, but I don't think it'll take 7 times as long. Now the thing is, if you only do this once and then you just put that in the freezer and you think you're good, then you'll get stuck eating the same thing for a whole week. And you don't wanna do that. So you wanna kind of do this every week for a while and build up a variety in your freezer so that you can take, today I feel like this, and today I feel like this out of your freezer the night before. Then you have whatever you feel like and you're not stuck eating the same boring thing every day. Ready to start the timer? Let's go. I'm gonna wait with actually turning them on because I have to
Make stuff first?
well, I have to cut 7 onions, which is gonna make me cry. So be prepared.
Be prepared.
Exactly. Is that copyrighted?
That's assuming that I actually hit the notes close enough to the original.
For them to like know that that's what you're singing. Halfway done with the onions. This is the worst part. I know there are probably a lot of good tricks out there for not crying. If you have any, please put them in the comments below. I would love to hear them. Like, I've heard you can turn on the water. I just don't feel like that really helps. All the windows are open, trust me. Let me know, please. Another really good reason for why you should batch cook is that you don't have to make the decision every single day what's for dinner. I mean, I know if you simply meal plan, that's also the case, but this is kind of taking it one step further and just being like completely eliminating that whole question of when to even start dinner. Like some days I really just start dinner the first time a kid says, I'm hungry. I'm like, okay, and then it'll be ready like before they get too whiny. That's it. It just needs to simmer now while I clean up. We're in 39 minutes right now.
A single meal of Sloppy Joe took 27 minutes and 22 seconds to prepare. Doing a batch of 7 Sloppy Joes took 1 hour and 26 minutes, or only 12 minutes and 16 seconds per meal. Of those 12 minutes, it only took 5 minutes to dish up and reheat. Now imagine you're running late, the kids are hungry and annoyed, and you know what they can be like when they're hungry and annoyed. Maybe your husband or wife is as well. It's super nice to be able to whip out dinner in 5 minutes, so that's a good reason for why you should batch cook. If you've liked this video so far, then please hit that thumbs up button, and if you haven't already and you really like this video, then hit the subscribe button as well.
Okay, so maybe it's not a huge surprise that making a pot dish will save you some time. But what if you made something more time consuming, something in the oven?
Like pizza.
For example, will that save you time? Will that freeze well? We're gonna find out. I'm making pizza now, and that's a family favorite. Everyone loves that. So I'm gonna time myself and see how long it takes to make just 2 pizzas. Hi, So one of the good things about making food from scratch and not batch cooking is that you can have a bigger variety of foods. Not saying you can't have a big variety when you are batch cooking, but just there are certain things that don't freeze well, like salads. So if we wanted a salad with this pizza, then we'd have to make that from scratch on those days. When Ben and I first got married, or I think actually before we got married, he told me that his sister and her family, they would have pizzas every Friday night. And he would really like to have that tradition in our family too. So we haven't quite had it every Friday night, but we do have it quite often. And it's just nice when the kids don't complain. So it's almost done. We just need to get the last pizza out of the oven in like 1 minute. I made the dough earlier today and that took me 7.5 minutes. Right now we're in 33 minutes, so altogether probably like 40, 42 minutes before everything is plated and ready to go. It is now time to make 7 portions of pizza. So I'm making 14 pizzas. Wish me luck. I've actually never made 14. I've made 12 in here. And that was using all the capacity. So I might put some in the living room to cool down in there. But that's fine. You don't need a big space to be able to do this. You just need a big freezer.
When we wake, hear the birds and see the sun. Side by side, our fears are done.
So we're using fresh yeast because that's what's normal here in Denmark. You can get dry yeast, but not very common. So fresh yeast it is.
We know what we have, let's hold on tight. Found what we're looking for in life. Call us crazy, but things are finally right. With you and I, the future is bright.
I know we can just buy pizza, and we definitely do sometimes, but there's just something good about homemade pizza. And like when I've had a really long day at work, I just don't have time to make the dough, let it rise, and then make the pizza, so it's really nice to be able to just get it from the freezer.
Thank you. This could be misconstrued.
As what?
Well, me just sitting here and recording you kneading that thing to death, being 7.5 months pregnant, and barefoot in the kitchen.
Yeah, that's true. That is true. What you gonna do about that, Ben?
I don't know. I don't think I have a defense here.
I'm better at cooking. Now it's time to let it rise. I'm gonna put the double portion in the big bowl. A little bit of olive oil. Keep it moist.
Life's crazy, but things are finally right. With you and I, the future is bright.
Oh, that's a lot of dough. Okay, not money, but just dough. You get it? No, never mind. Start with this one.
I do wonder if we'll save any time on this.
Yeah, I don't know. I think we'll save some time, but we definitely won't save as much as we did on the sloppy joe. But it's also just like the time spent that day. So the day I want pizza, I don't have to first make the dough, let it rise, come out here, go through what do people want on their pizza. That's always a thing. And then like make it. It's just really popping it in and heating it up. So it's also like thinking about the mood that day that you're in. So you'll at least save on that. Save the good mood. So I'm making my own pizza sauce. I always do that because I think it tastes better and it's super easy. It's just tomato puree and olive oil, half and half of each, and then you put oregano and whatever other spice you want in there. That's it. Super easy. So one of the downfalls to doing batch cooking is that you have a really messy kitchen once a week. But it is only once a week. And the tinier the kitchen is, the messier it feels. So since ours is not very big, it does feel quite messy right now. But then I just keep telling myself, well, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday it won't be, and then I'm happy again. And yes, we do pineapple on pizza. You guys who don't like pineapple pizza, you're just weird. Who likes pineapple pizza? Let us know in the comments below if you're a pineapple or a no pineapple person.
Oops, wrong bun.
So I'm trying to do this as efficiently as possible. So I'm trying to do one in, one out, and then I'm making the next one while that one's cooking. Sometimes they get done a little bit faster than I am, but that's okay. Not a lot of dead time, that's awesome. We actually end up spending less money when we do batch cooking because we go to the grocery store once a week and then we don't get tempted by all those like really good offers right by the register whenever we go like a second or third time. We do spend money on takeout, but we don't spend as much money on takeout as we would otherwise if we have like pizza in the freezer.
A single pizza dinner for the whole family took 46 minutes to prepare. Doing 7 times that in one go took 3 hours and 8 minutes, or roughly 27 minutes per meal. That is, again, around half the time it takes to prepare them one by one. Now, 27 minutes is still a lot per meal when you're trying to save time. However, reheating and dishing up every day only took about 8 minutes. 8 minutes! So in addition to just taking less time to prepare on average per meal, there's just a lot less uncertainty with how long it's gonna take to prepare dinner on any given night.
So to sum it up, the reason why you should batch cook is that it saves you time. It really only takes you half the time to prepare any given meal. And it frees up that quality time during those prime hours right before dinner. There are certain things that don't freeze well, but when you've done it a few times, you find those meals that do freeze well and you keep making those. And then you find new ones here and there that you add to your repertoire.
Thanks for watching. We hope you've been inspired. We have some other videos that we've made in the past that you should check out now, and then we'll see you next week.